Hello, everybody. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. Welcome along. We are covering Leeds United versus Barnsley, game week 44 of 46, and this game number 12 out of 12. And I'm quite sure we're going to have a few pretty nervous Leeds fans on the chat today. It is top against bottom, and Leeds are playing to close to within 1 point of promotion. It is a gigantic game. Please let yourself be known if you're in the chat. Get involved with a comment or stick thumbs up for likes. We will go through all of the action. Going through 3 separate streams today. We will see you at halftime and also at full time. If I remove that banner very, very quickly, we'll be back at 5:50 and full time as well. So please do come and join us here for hopefully the best coverage of this game. As ever, you can see across the bottom, you can support via Super Chat on YouTube or subscribe on Patreon. But please hit like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. YouTube had one of the lovely culls of empty accounts today, and we went down a few. So help us get towards 10,000. Right, get your comments in. Let's go through the tale of the tape here. Here are your game week 44 results going into this game. There was a possibility that Leeds could have done it today and been promoted, but Brentford, as they tend to have been doing through the end of this season, have put pay to that by just keep on winning. And there it is. Brentford 1, Preston 0, Bristol City 1, Stoke 1, Birmingham 1, Charlton 1, big one, late goal there at Birmingham last night. Forest 2, Swansea 2. And then back on Tuesday, it was West Brom 0, Fulham 0. So West Brom still just about in touch with the title. Reading 1, Borough 2, big win for Borough. Wigan 8, Hull 0, by God. Cardiff 2, Derby 1. Derby, Leeds' next opponents, cannot get into the playoffs. They're on the beach. Luton 1, QPR 1. Luton will wish they could have held on to that one. Millwall 1, Blackburn 0. Millwall tucked in behind the playoffs. And Sheffield Wednesday 0. Huddersfield 0. Huddersfield, all eyes could be on them tomorrow because they could hand Leeds promotion. Let's have a look at what that did to the table going into this game here. So Leeds 2 points clear at the top and can go 5 points clear of West Brom, but Brentford just won't go away. They can go 6 points clear of Brentford, which would mean only 1 more point required. Thank you to Rose, who let me know in the chat that Transfermarkt, if I actually bring up the right table, are the only people who are putting the minus 12 points off of Wigan, which will be quite helpful. I seem to put the wrong table up. Let me try and find the other one, and we can have a look and see what it means to Barnsley. Remember, this one is a top against bottom battle, and there it is with the minus 12 there, which puts Wigan in 21, which does help us see. So Barnsley with a game in hand on everybody. A win for Barnsley would take them above Luton, Hull, and Wigan and out of the bottom 3. Remember, Barnsley's last 3 games, very tricky, and it starts today. That is the size of it. Let's have a look at your scenarios. If Leeds win, they will be promoted tomorrow on Friday if West Brom do not beat Huddersfield. If Leeds win, they will be promoted on Saturday if Brentford don't beat Stoke. That is assuming West Brom beat Huddersfield. They will be promoted on Sunday if they avoid defeat at Derby. So a win today and it's all theirs. It looks like it's happening in the next game week if Leeds win today. If Leeds draw, they cannot be promoted on Friday. They can, however, be promoted on Saturday with a draw if Brentford lose at Stoke. If they draw, they can be promoted on Sunday if Brentford don't beat Stoke on Saturday and Leeds avoid defeat at Derby. So a win obviously puts them so close. A draw, well, absolutely fine. It might just be delaying the inevitable. Here is the worst case scenario for Leeds. If they lose today, they can still be promoted on Sunday if they beat Derby and Brentford either draw and lose to Stoke. So you could get a scenario where Leeds lose tonight, Brentford slip up, and they win on Sunday. They're up on Sunday. Just down the bottom there, the only way Leeds exit the top two before game week 46 would be if they were to lose tonight, then lose again at Derby, and both West Brom and Brentford win. Leeds would go into game week 46 in third place on goal difference. So hopefully you can see that Leeds completely have it in their hands tonight, and that a win, and it's pretty much job done, isn't it? 1 point from 2 games, assuming Brentford continue their mad streak, and West Brom would still need to get, I think, 4 from the last 2 to knock them out of the top 2. So a win tonight really does nearly finish the job all by the shouting, doesn't it? There is that doomsday scenario, however, unlikely it seems. There is Leeds' last 10. Outstanding. Look at that. 8 wins in 10, 25 points, 2.5 points per game. Just the one slip there at Cardiff, first game back after lockdown, but 2.5 points per game. 2 would have likely been fine. They've been outstanding. Barnsley, their last 10. 4 wins in there, but critically for Barnsley, if you look at the last 6 games, they had direct rivals there, Stoke, Luton and Wigan, and only took 2 points from the 3 games. And now, sadly for Barnsley fans, they're left with Leeds, Forest and Brentford. So if the table dictates the results of these games, which it doesn't always, Barnsley look like they're down. However, I'm sure they're going to give it a good go. And we've seen the stats about their attacking prowess. We've seen the stats about, I think, 4th most shots on goal per match in the entire division as well. And I've said for a while, if they got Gerhard Struber earlier, it seemed to take a long time to replace Daniel Stendel. Well, they're only 1 or 2 points off it now, aren't they? I think they'd be okay. So the big caveat, which we knew about this game, was the lack of Calvin Phillips for Leeds. There is some data on Calvin Phillips. If you look at the pink games there, those are the games Calvin Phillips has not played. There is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. 6 of them. The first one there at the top was an away game at Huddersfield that Leeds won 2-0. There was a home game after a red card at QPR. Home game against Millwall, which I believe they were behind at half-time in. They won 2-1. However, the other 2 games of Phillips' suspension there, both defeats at home to Wigan, who just seemed to have the hex over Leeds at Ellen Road, and to Forest. There are 2 more down there as well, which are both victories. Middlesbrough, they're away. That was when Klitsch scored, wasn't it? And Huddersfield, a home game. There was that the one where Ayling scored that crazy volley before lockdown. So you can see Phillips has missed 6 games, 1, 2, 3, 4 victories in those 6 and 2 defeats. So without Calvin Phillips, Leeds are still recording 2 points per game. That said, you would prefer to play with Calvin Phillips in your team than without. Speaking of which, let's see what Bielsa has done. And exactly as we've seen before this season, Ben White goes into Calvin Phillips' midfield position there. Ben White is not a deep line playmaker. Obviously, he's a stronger defender and a weaker passer, but most people are weaker passers than Calvin Phillips. That means Gaetano Berardi comes in at centre half next to Liam Cooper. Berardi maybe a little bit less hot-headed this year. Was sent off at Millwall, but I think it was rescinded in the end, wasn't it? Not really the correct decision there. So Dallas retains his place at left back. Ayling, the brilliant run for the Hernandez goal, retains his place at right back. Meslier in goal. Did hear some madcap rumours that Krissy might come back. He is on the bench. Costa, Klitsch, Roberts and Harrison. Roberts retains his place. So the magician Hernandez stays on the bench. Will he come on and do the damage again? And this is Bielsa's Leeds. So there is Pat Bamford up front. Some things never change, and Bamford will always start up front for Leeds in the Championship. Well, Bielsa is the manager. Leeds team looking strong. Remember, with Bielsa, it's all about the process. It's all about the system. So one important player coming out shouldn't be the biggest deal. However, when that one player is Calvin Phillips, if any player you were going to miss from Leeds, it would be Phillips just ticking everything over in that deep line playmaker spot. Ben White is a great player, but he is essentially out of position. So we'll just watch closely in the first half to see how the ball moves, how quickly it moves. Don't expect Ben White to have the range of passing or the speed of passing that Calvin Phillips has, but let's see what sort of a job he does. Here is your Barnsley team. I'll get to your comments in just a sec. I can see plenty coming through. Walton in goal. Ludwig at right back. Got that brilliant assist for Connor Chaplin's goal a couple of weeks ago. Solberg and Anderson are the centre halves. Williams at left back. Apo Jaume is a former Leeds player, primarily a centre back. So similar situation to Ben White there. Stiles and Brown. Brown has played many minutes for Barnsley this season. Look for him, important player. In a diamond or a 4-1-3-2, depending on how you look at it. Alex Mowat, also a former Leeds player who's had an excellent season. In fact, those three players in the front there, Mowat, who isn't likely to be a 10, I wouldn't have thought, so it may well not be a diamond. But Chaplin and Woodrow. Chaplin, player of the month, I think, for the whole division in December time, I think. And Corley Woodrow, who scores plenty of goals at this level. He's not any age really yet, is he? I suspect he'll be linked with a move away from there, as will Chaplin and Moa, if Barnsley are relegated. Coming to comments in just a sec. There are the benches, and obviously the key name on that. On the left-hand side, 19, Pablo Hernandez, who's come on and changed games over and again in this lockdown period. We've said before, Shackleton for some legs. Alioski's made a difference. I would think those are the three you would see first. And Kiko Casilla returning after his ban. In terms of Barnsley, Thomas will give them some pace off the bench there. Barra has played a lot of minutes as well. Obviously, not the level of impact probably from the bench that you are going to get from that Leeds bench. So there is the size of it. Let's have a look at your comments and see how you think this one is going to play out. Kurt says, can't wait for today, Ben. Feel sick with nerves, but being positive. 3-0 Leeds, 2 for Bamford, 1 for Roberts. This is the joy of supporting Ipswich, I guess, because for the last month of any season, nothing really matters, and I can sit there as a neutral. But I feel your pain if you are nervous. Logan says, if we win tonight and West Brom don't win tomorrow against Huddersfield, we are up. Yes, indeed. That is the situation. Leeds can sit and pop their feet up tomorrow and just watch West Brom. And remember, Huddersfield are keeping clean sheet after clean sheet, aren't they? There is every chance of a 0-0 tomorrow night. It could happen. What else could happen is I might have to start drinking. Thank you, Baps, there. We're on the Rioja. For those asking last night about the wine spillage just down there, it's a little bit pinky. It's not too bad. I've got the carpet spray and we're working on it. But in all seriousness, thank you, Baps, for the super chat there. He's feeling nervous as well. Remember, you can support the channel via Super Chat. You can subscribe on Patreon. If not, please hit the like button right now if you're in the feed. Comment as well. That's more to help the standard of debate. And subscribe, please. As I said, YouTube have had one of their little culls today, and we are down on subscribers. So we want to get closer to 10,000. A lesser spotted Barnsley fan, come on you Reds, says Shanker. 2-1, says Jay, hoping for a win, however it comes. Mally is here, but not here. We'll see him at full time. Jason says, Leeds 3-0. I can't see last season's demons coming to the fore again. That anxiety last season, my God, that stopped Leeds getting over the line. Connor says 2-2. Jay says a draw is not a bad result for Leeds since only 4 points are needed, but they need to win to keep hopes of the 2 points per game stat alive. Yes, they do. I don't think they'll care how many points per game they get. They just want to get over the line now. However, fair point. I just feel with everyone else played and this being the only game tonight and that razor sharp focus on this game, they know Leeds, if they win, that this is pretty much done, all bar the shouting, isn't it? So just such a big opportunity to get it done tonight and then not worry about anything else. 1 point and might even be done before they get to Derby on Sunday. Jake says the time for bottling is over. Stoke was the banana skin. Interesting. Swansea the challenge. Now it's time to make promotion ours. Indeed, 6 points from those two games. They have done the job. And as we said, 25 points from the last 10 is championship form if ever I did see it. Richard says, let's finish this off by Derby. Yeah, there's no reason why Leeds should need that last game against Charlton. 4 points from the next two, a win and a draw. Either way round, get it done. Alex says if we win today, then that's the final step. 90 minutes to give everything on the pitch. It's totally right, isn't it? And then everything goes on West Brom, because then it's not even the case that West Brom or Brentford have got any room to slip. They have to win. Then if Leeds win tonight, that just puts all of that pressure on them. And are they both going to win? Both got away games. Could well be done before they play on Sunday. Come on, ye whites, says Mr. Leeds. James says, what's my score prediction? Well, I think they'll miss Phillips. I think Barnsley will attack more than Stoke did, but I think Leeds by 2. I think they'll be okay. I don't think it will be tight. Thomas says, come on, Barnsley. Eli says, good lineup for us today. Good to see a few Barnsley fans in here. Radaby says, keep it calm, do our thing. Exactly. Heretic says, I'm so nervous. A lot of people are by the sounds of it. Chris says, I would snap your hands off. Please don't. For a 1-0 win, this is worse than waiting for the wife to give birth. Leeds fans, get the drinks ready for Sunday. Yeah, could be done off Sunday. 1 point off the title too. What with a win? Not sure. Still depends what West Brom do, doesn't it? Let me just double check that. If you are a Leeds fan and you are bothered about the title, 87. West Brom can only get 88. So no, West Brom could still push. Oh no, 3 games left. So a Leeds win tonight would be 87. A West Brom win would be 85, meaning their upside would be 88. Leeds would need 2 wins maximum to confirm the title before the last game against Charlton, if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure it was. Craig says, come on, Leeds. Disappointed Pablo is not starting. Massive, massive game tonight. I think this will be really open. Yeah, I'm not surprised that he's not starting Hernandez, especially given they've been winning, and Bielsa just doesn't change anything, does he? Old Gardner, I'm not going to read that. That's a bit filthy, but he says he'll be very happy if Leeds win. Jake says, my head says 3-0. My heart says chloroform myself and read the result in the morning. Jack thinks 6-0. Thumbs up for a Leeds win. There you go. That's a good way to get likes up. Barnstaple, 4-0. If we win tonight and West Brom don't win tomorrow, we are promoted, says Logan. Yes, indeed. We can only ram that home so many times. Leeds could be up tomorrow night. Remember, a draw, and they might have to wait until Saturday or possibly Sunday. A defeat. And then, wow. T. Cough IV says, haha, this game is going to be so nervy. Let's see. Come on, Leeds, put in 100% today. 1 point away from what we deserve. Craig says, what would be better? Benjamin Bloom on the phone, Leeds on the laptop, keeping the TV free for the Villa. And the Villa trying to pull themselves away from relegation and away from our lovely division here in the Championship. Joshua says, 2-0 Leeds if we don't get an early goal, 4-0 if we do. Not taking Barnsley lightly, although I just think Leeds are thriving under the pressure. Yeah, it should be very interesting to see what influence White has. Does him making them stronger defensively, or does it hinder them too much? Will they try and play out and get to Harrison and Costa a bit quicker and miss him out? I don't know. I would assume he'll be told, no, the patterns stay all the same and you just need to do Philip's job as well as you possibly can. Craig says, nervous as normal. We need to stop the nerves and teams before we start panicking. Still wish we'd play Shackleton at defensive midfield so it doesn't weaken two areas. That's a fair point, actually, yeah. I know he prefers the more tenured, experienced players, but yeah, Shackleton could have done that. Yeah, I mean, he could have even put Shackleton into midfield, put Hernandez in midfield and dropped Klitsch back into that position. But in Bielsa, Leeds trust. Max, thank you, sir. A super chat there. $14.99 in the Australian dollars. We'll drink to that. And he wants Leeds to show no mercy, which I'm sure plenty of Leeds fans will go along with. Come on, Leeds. Baggies forever says probably won't affect us too much, but it'd be nice to Barnsley win just to panic Leeds. Some Schadenfreude there. Marching on together, we're going to see you win, says Colin, indeed. 2-0 local derby against the Barnsley side with something to play for, but we should have enough. Connor is flying the Millwall flag in here. Ben, sleep deprived. Ben, Western Australia. What time is it over there? Come on, Leeds. 2-1 to Leeds. Kick off at 5. Yes, we are go in just a few minutes, in fact, but we can still do some questions and some comments, etc. 360 says Barnsley fighting for their lives, could get something out of this. It is the Championship after all. 360, that is my get out for every prediction I ever make. I make a prediction and I say, but it is the Championship. Yes, Connor also giving transfer mark for actually deducting the points from Wigan, and they're still going to make the greatest escape, aren't they? Ben, if we're promoted tomorrow, we do a quick promotion show. I'll wait till the end of the season. I've made the notes, Jake. I put it this way: I don't want to film it ahead of time and then be wrong and then have to refilm it. So I've done all my timelines. I've got all my notes on how they've done it. I'm ready to go. They've just got to do it. Lots of people had a laugh when my Norwich relegated show went up 1 minute after Norwich got relegated and it was 20 minutes long. But yes, we're in a similar position, but pass. Let's see what the result is. I may pre-record in the morning and it will be ready to go if Huddersfield, but it won't be live then, obviously. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you want me to do with respect to that. I will be on here regardless, and it may turn into a Leeds promotion party, but I'll be covering West Brom and Huddersfield tomorrow. Hi guys, greetings from KL. Is that Kuala Lumpur, Garcelle? Leeds win 3-0. People watching from all over the world. Glad you have the wine ready, says Anthony. Hopefully Super Chat could be coming if we win. There we go. Nat says, come on Barnsley. Some real Yorkshire solidarity there. You've just made every Leeds fan nervous by saying that, Ben. Lose both games and with third look. I've got no dog in the fight here, but I'm just stating the facts. If Leeds were to lose the next two games and both West Brom and Brentford win Saturday and Sunday, then yes, they would go into the last day outside of the top 2. Don't think that's going to happen. There we go. Michael, thank you, sir, with a super chat there. I'll drink to that. A lovely Rioja today. Very nice. Should I be drinking before 5 o'clock? I normally say it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Thank you so much, Michael. Very kind. Thank you for the support. Stephen says, glad there's not a crowd at the game tonight, as I feel the nervousness that would be in the stand would feed onto the pitch. Stephen, that's happened before at Ellen Road, hasn't it? You might be right about that. If we lose and West Brom and Brentford win all of theirs, West Brom have drawn the last 2, they have more reason to be nervous. Yeah, quite possibly. Marco, with lots of yellow and blue love hearts, says 2-1. Lana, the prediction guru, still holding that crown after the Ben Hamer incident, if you were watching then. Early goal, it's 4-0, 0-0 at half-time. It's a 1-0. If it's 0-0 at half-time, everyone's going to want to see Mr. Hernandez warming up, aren't they, just before we go out at the second half. 360 says, as a Forest fan, I'm worried for us when we play Barnsley, they'll be throwing everything they have. And remember as well, the movement of travel is very different at the top of the league than it is at the bottom, i.e. we expect it to be 2 points, 3 points per game at this time, don't we? Whereas down the bottom, you can still be Barnsley and lose this game and then still take 4 from the last 2 and there still be movement. So it kind of works differently at the top than it does at the bottom with the speed that points are generally scored. Early goal or score first. Barnsley have not won from being behind this season. Interesting. Barnsley's defensive record not good as well, but I suspect you will see Barnsley have some shots on goal and possibly can they create a big chance for Chaplin or Woodrow up the top there. I assume that'll be Mowatt's job, but yes, indeed. Connor says, I think it's a long shot now. We've messed up a few games after restart. I think he's talking Millwall there. Barnsley manager says they will close us down and give us no space, aggressively attack Leeds. Wonder if that means no space in their 18-yard box or attack us all over the park. That would be very, very brave if they did press Leeds all over the park. Very brave indeed. Right. I'm just seeing that is Alex Mowat coming down the stairs now on my feed. Adrian, just want to say, or Adrian probably if he's from Argentina. Just want to say hi there. Vamos Leeds. Indeed, Argentina, the home of Marcelo Bielsa, who is on the verge of getting all of this done now. Very, very quickly. Football seconds. Thank you, sir, so much. A £10 super chat. Do I think Cardiff will go up? Thoughts on Emma Hughes? Emma Hughes is a very, very good player. He's had terrible luck, injured, hasn't looked the same since he came back. Maybe next season he'll get somewhere near to where he was. Do I think Cardiff will go up? It's going to be a struggle because they're not going to get higher than 6, and then that could well be Brentford in the playoffs. I hope that answers your questions. Right. Thank you, everybody. Lots of nerves in the chat here, but as usual, lots of great insight from everybody. Thank you for the super chats. Enjoy the first half, and I will see you guys around 5:50 when we will know more. We'll have either some very excited, we're nearly there, Leeds fans and depressed Barnsley fans, or it's going to be even more nervous if it's 0-0 at halftime. So I will be back at halftime around the 5:50 mark. I will be here at full time as well for the full-time review. Please come and join me for both streams. All it remains me to say is enjoy the game, and I will see you at half-time. Leeds versus Barnsley. Leeds to put themselves on the brink. See you at half-time. Over and out.